Hello, everyone, and welcome to my third and final part of my final project for LSF 502. This is a audio presentation on how my professional thinking has changed as a result of this course. My professional thinking has changed pretty dramatically as a result of this course. I feel like I was a pretty good professional thinker beforehand, but this course has shown me throughout the weeks of different actual practices that I can perform to both make myself a better thinker, a better communicator, a better listener, and just overall better person in general. Something that really resonated with me was in the weeks when we discussed Julian Treasure. Julian Treasure had so many great tidbits of information, such as speaking with Hale, his honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love, and also showing us better ways to listen. If we listen concisely, we're going to live a fuller life, and we're going to, be better people. We're going to receive, appreciate, summarize, and ask. This Rasa theory, it's just going to make us better listeners, better speakers, better coworkers, better people, and just go on with our life in a better sort of way outside of even that of the professional world. Some more illustrations of being a better professional thinker that I found were really great were Adam Savage and Adam Grant, teaching us to be explorers, be creative, be curious, have as many ideas as possible. These ideas can be divergent, and we could turn out a ton of different ideas, and some of the ones we stumble upon are going to be the ones that we're going to use. I know myself at work, nothing is straightforward. We have to be extremely creative in our ideas to create the solutions that we do. So knowing that it's okay to fail a bunch of times before we actually succeed, it actually eases my mind a bit. So that was definitely a way that I'm going to move on as I move forward with my career. Also, I found that it's okay to procrastinate. I thought that's great because I used to be either a big procrastinator or I like to get things done right away. And I started to get into the mold of getting things done right away so that I wouldn't procrastinate. But now I'm learning that maybe my procrastination wasn't so bad. Maybe that was giving me time to think about my ideas more and really considering all of the things that I haven't considered previously. I'm still one to try to get work done so I can get it off my plate, but I'm not so much jumping upon my first idea anymore. I'm thinking ahead, thinking of a number of ideas, and then I'm trying to conclude on what I think is the best one. I'm trying to, as I think it was Adam Grant said, to doubt the default, look for better options. Sometimes what you're thinking of is already out there. It doesn't mean it's bad, but just means that you can improve upon it. Now, also, was Jeffrey Canada in his TED Talk, he talked about, failure shouldn't stop you from pushing forward. So procrastinating and having some ideas that aren't going to work, it's okay. Just keep moving forward with those ideas, keep on putting them out there, and your ideas are going to take off. Similar to that, where Ken Robinson, he spoke about curiosity, when children. So if you light the spark of a child, he said they have the natural ability to learn. So if we light the spark of our own professional curiosity, we're going to light the fire that needs to make solutions. So moving forward, I'm just going to try to be more curious, try to be more creative with my ideas, and I'm going to have some better work product come out of that. I also feel that I'm going to become a much better time manager. There was a great deal of time management suggestions and effective scheduling ideas during the course of the class, and making sure you utilize all your high priority and available time as effectively as possible. So then you can have your contingency time and then also your discretionary time to do whatever it is that you might have left as extra projects. So managing my time with the amount of tasks that I have in my professional life is essential. There was a number of key ways that we learned how to do that. Especially just scheduling important tasks, high priority, and learning how to assign tasks to other people. If other people can necessarily handle the same tasks that I am, give it to them, and I can handle the tasks that maybe I'm the only one who can take on those. And secondly, talking about how my previous part 1 and part 2 responses of our final project might have changed as a result of this course. In my memo, I spoke about bad argumentation seeks for opportunities everywhere. Well, not every argument is a good argument. Some people make arguments based upon false logic. So if you are creating arguments based upon fallacies, your arguments are not going to be respected. So making sure that you have logical reasoning, critical thinking, and are creating good arguments in efforts to achieve what you want are going to create more confidence in your peers of you moving forward, and they're going to learn to respect your thoughts and your ideas even better. I also talked about something how I mentioned Julian Treasure before. Speak so that people want to listen. Not necessarily knew this beforehand, but I always just kind of spoke internal with respect towards people and with clarity. But he gave us some other ideas of not expressing negativity and always expressing optimism, because sometimes when you put off those negative vibes towards others, they don't take you seriously all the time. So that was some other ways that I definitely learned to improve upon those works during this class, and also to, most of all, think critically, create more deductive arguments, and the good arguments, they always support their conclusions. So moving forward, I'm going to be sure to have good arguments which support my cases. And lastly, something which I kind of doubted moving forward in my graduate career was, am I on the right track with liberal studies? I always kind of doubted it because I always viewed it as just, well, it's liberal studies. But I learned that it's okay to have a classical education. As I think Michael Lind and Susan Bauer were talking about, it makes you versed in many. You don't need to be the master of one thing. Being versed in many is going to just create a more well-rounded person. And that's how I feel like I am. And I felt like this course really exemplified those traits. And I was extremely happy to come across that even in the early weeks of the course. So hope you all enjoyed my presentation. I had a great semester with everyone, and I feel like we all learned a lot. Thank you.